Hello everyone. Today my name is Clovis Mesumbe and today we'll be doing a little presentation on the Fair Information Practice Principle or FIPPs as we'll refer to it moving forward. We'll also look at its importance in protecting personal identifiable information, how it relates to other privacy principles, laws and regulations. So this first slide will see all the core principles of Fair Information Practice Principles. On this next slide, we'll try to introduce what that means. So, rooted in a 1973 federal government report from the Department of Health, Education and Welfare Advisory Committee, Records, Computers and Rights of Citizens, the Fair Information Practice Principle FIPPs have informed federal statutes and the laws of many United States and foreign nations and have been incorporated in the policies of many organizations around the world. They are critical to how the government approaches information management, especially information about people. While the precise expressions of FIPS have varied over time and in different contexts, they have always retained a consistent set of core principles that are broadly relevant to agencies' information management. So now let's taking a look at all the we'll take a look at the core principles of FIPS one after the other. So starting with the core principle, transparency and individual participation. Agencies should be transparent about information policies and practices with respect to personal identifiable information and should provide clear and accessible notice regarding creation, collection, use, processing, storage, maintenance, dissemination, and disclosure of personal identifiable information (PII). Individual participation. Agencies or organizations, be it government or private, should involve the individual in the process of using their private information and in to the context principles to seek individual consent for creation, collection, use, processing, storage, maintenance, dissemination, or disclosure of their personal information. Agencies should also establish procedures to receive and address individuals' privacy-related complaints and inquiries. So examples that we see here for transparency, the federal agencies can clearly post its privacy policy online, detailing what data is collected, how it is used, and with whom it is shared. Under individual participation, an example of that would be an individual has the right to access their data held by an agency and correct any inconsistencies on their data how it is presented. Going to the next principles, we look at purpose specification and data minimization. Agencies should provide notice of the specific purpose of which PII is collected and should only use, process, or store, maintain, or disseminate or disclose personal information for a purpose that it is explained in the notice and is compatible with the purpose for which the PII was collected or that is otherwise legally authorized. Agencies should only create, collect or use, process, store or maintain, disseminate or disclose personal information that is directly relevant and necessary to accomplish a legally authorized purpose and should only maintain the personal identifiable information for as long as it is necessary to accomplish the purpose. An example here will be a federal agency can state the exact reason for collecting the data on a form, such as for the purpose of verifying eligibility for benefits or for employment or other benefits. You can also use an example of an agency only asks for the last four digits of your social security number when a full number is not required. Looking at the next, we'll use limitations and data quality integrity. Personal identifiable information should be used solely for the purpose or purposes specified in the notice. Sharing personal identifiable information outside the organization should be for the purpose compatible with the original purpose. Agencies should create, collect, use, process, store, maintain, or disseminate or disclose personal identifiable information (PII) with such agency relevance, timeliness, and competence as is reasonably necessary to ensure fairness to the individual. So we can see example here will be like data collected for statistical analysis is not used for direct marketing without consent. That is for data limitation. And for data quality and integrity, we can say example like regularly updating databases and provide individuals the opportunity to correct any errors. Looking at security and accountability, agencies should establish administrative, technical, and physical safeguards to protect personal identifiable information commensurate with the risks and magnitude of the harm that would result from its unauthorized access, use, modification, loss, destruction, dissemination, or disclosure. Example here will be like implementing encryption, access control, and regular security assessments to safeguard the data. And also looking at accountability and auditing, agencies should be accountable for complying with the principles and applicable privacy requirements um, and should appropriately monitor, audit, and document any compliances. Agencies should also clearly define the roles and responsibilities with respect to personal identifiable information. Example for accountability and auditing will be like when the agency has to conduct regular audits of data handling practices and provide privacy trainings to employees. Here on this slide, we'll look how FIPS relates with other privacy laws, policies, and regulations. FIPS serves as a foundation for many privacy laws and policies worldwide. Example will be the Privacy Law of 1974 in the US. One of the earliest federal privacy laws is actually based on FIPS. We also look at the GDPR in the EU, which codifies FIPS in its Article 5. We also look at the CCPA and California Privacy Act, which reference FIPS, particularly data minimization. We also look at FIPS. FIPS are broader principles, while laws and regulations provide specific legal requirements. Many organizations use FIPS as a starting point to build their own data privacy code. So on this slide, we'll look at the importance of FIPS. FIPS provide a robust framework for protecting personal identifiable information and ensuring responsible data handling. FIPS is useful for federal agencies by guiding the development and implementation of privacy policies and procedures. By adhering to FIPS, organizations can build trust, reduce the risks of data breaches, and comply with evolving privacy regulations. For cybersecurity students, especially, understanding FIPS is crucial for designing and implementing secure systems that respect individual privacy rights. And also students are encouraged to learn more about FIPS and their practical applications in cybersecurity. So that will come to the with that we come to the end of our presentation. So if we have any questions, we can ask, and we'll definitely find a way to answer those questions. And this final slide will be references. So this information that we have on this presentation actually came from these sources. Thanks all. Thank you.